Today we're going to talk about discourse markers. Do you know what is a discourse? You can type your definition or you can open your microphone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Good. What is discourse? Discourse right here in the image. Oh, sorry. I wasn't supposed to do that. Discourse markers. What is discourse? What do you think? Is it a cognate?
Discurso?
Yeah, that could be the translation.
Is a way to speak with
It's a
others.
way. Yes, it's a way of speaking. Remember that this is from the BBC, so it's British English. Discourse or speech. And what is markers? Do you know? Have you heard about? Yes. Have you heard about linking words or connector words?
Yes, teacher.
Transitional words. When we talk about all of those transition words, connectors, conjunctions, we usually concentrate ourselves in the writing part. But the discourse markers are elements that help us in the speaking part. So first, I'm going to show you a video. Let me download it with some examples. Are you seeing the YouTube window?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's try it. Discourse markers.
Hello everyone, how are you today? This is Mark. So I've decided to give you another mini lesson. To begin with, let me just talk about a pointing grammar that you'll find very useful when having a conversation with someone. In this lesson, I'll talk about discourse markers. Discourse markers are words like to begin with, so, right, etc. that are used at the start of the conversation or at the end of the conversation. Thus, we use them to connect, to manage, organize what we say, or write, and sometimes to express attitude. So let's just look at my two introductory examples. So I've decided to give you another mini lesson. So in this case is the discourse marker. So it's used when we want to introduce a new thought, a new idea. Okay. So my second example was to begin with, let me just talk about a pointing grammar that you'll find useful when having a conversation with someone. In this case, to begin with, is the discourse marker. And we use this expression at the beginning of a new idea. Okay, so to introduce a new idea. Let's just look at other examples with an informal dialogue. The discourse markers are beginning. Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Well, I don't actually have any plans. How about you? You see, I was wondering if you wanted to join us for lunch. Sure, I like that. Great. Let's plan then. Be in my place at midday. See you then. You bet. We use hey to get the attention of the listener. Well, it's used at the start of what we want to say and to introduce a remark. Actually, here it's used to show contrast. You see, it's used to share knowledge with the listener. Sure, it's used to show agreement. Great is used to express enthusiasm. You bet is used to emphasize a statement. As you can see from the dialogue, discourse markers are very important to show our feelings towards a statement in a dialogue, obviously. But discourse markers can also be used in these situations. To say something in another way, to change topic, to start a conversation, to end a conversation, to share knowledge, to give an answer, to show attitude, and to sound less direct. Let's just list other discourse markers. Mind you, for a start, moreover, on the other hand, anyway, firstly, and in general, to sum up, I mean, you know, got it, etc., etc. So now, let's recap. Discourse markers are words like right, okay, to begin with, etc., that are used at the beginning of a conversation or to end a conversation. Thus, we use them to connect, to manage, to organize what we say or write, and sometimes to express feelings, obviously. Anyway, that's all it's done. Actually, why don't you write a sentence under this video with a discourse marker? One or two discourse markers.
So I'm going to share the link of the video in the chat in case you want to see it again. It will help you later to practice your listening skills, maybe your pronunciation. So what did you understand? What is a discourse marker? According to the video.
For start some conversation or end the conversation, for example.
So we usually use them in conversations. When we talk about transitional words, connector words, those are writing lessons for paragraphs. But with discourse markers, we're going to see some examples related to speaking in a regular, normal way. And we use the discourse marker to make some pauses some time to think about the next idea. So discourse markers are words and phrases which we use to connect and organize our ideas such as right, well, and anyway. They can guide a listener by connecting ideas and telling the listener what information is coming up. Here are 8 discourse markers which are common in spoken language. We are only going to see these 8 markers because there's another class about discourse markers in the next week, okay? So the first one is, you know. Use. I'm going to tell you some information you already know. Example, you know, I was organizing an amazing dinner party last night. That expression, you know, is to open the conversation. Actually, this is sometimes difficult for Spanish speakers Because it's a false cognate. This doesn't mean in Spanish actualmente. Do you know the meaning in Spanish?
De hecho,
De hecho, en realidad, no, actualmente es una mala traducción, es un cognado falso. So actually, use, I'm going to give you some surprising information, or I'm going to correct some information. Examples. Actually, it was a complete disaster. Si traducen como actualmente, esa oración no tiene sentido. ¿Sí? Pero de hecho, fue un completo desastre. Tiene mucho más sentido, ¿cierto? Example number 2. You never do your homework. Actually, I have done it this time.
Teacher,
Yes?
it can translate en realidad.
Sometimes.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
But that's another false cognate for most people, that is realize. They think it's in realidad or realizar. Realize is darse cuenta, but that's another topic.
Okay, teacher.
Number 3, mind you. Use, I've had an afterthought, and it contrasts what I've just said. Mind you, I did say turn up when you want. What does it mean? This mind you over here. Do you know why it's expressing contrast? He said, turn up when you want. But now he has an afterthought and he doesn't want him here. The restaurant was so busy, we couldn't get a table. Mind you, it was Saturday night. Teacher, what's the difference between actually and fact? They are two different words? I don't understand the question, Holman. For example, from the grammar point of view, actually is an adverb, a connector word, and fact is a noun. Can you clarify that question, Holman? In fact, de hecho. Yeah, that's another connector word. But the expression is in fact, with the preposition. What's happening with this keyboard? So another expression is, as I was saying, you're talking with someone, maybe you lose track, and as I was saying, I'm talking about discourse markers. See, I'm going to return to the topic I was talking about before. As I was saying, I burned the meat. How would you translate this one? This has an equivalent expression in Spanish.
Como te estaba diciendo.
That one, very good. So you are going to return to the topic. Maybe you got distracted and then you're going to return to the topic. You can use this expression. Now, number 5, come to think of it. Use, I'm going to add something I've just remembered or thought at the moment of speaking. I'm talking with someone about any particular topic, And then I realized that I remember some other information, and you can say, come to think of it. An example, come to think of it, I completely forgot to serve dessert. So in the context, they were having dinner, and then when he's speaking about the dinner, he remembers that he forgot the dessert. Come to think of it. Do you have an expression for this one in Spanish?
Podría ser como, hablando de eso, y ya, así.
I would prefer ahora que me acuerdo.
Eso, sí.
You're talking about something and, ahora que me acuerdo, come to think of it. See, this is not a literal translation. Basically, this is one of the most used expressions where you're going to give instructions or explanations. So basically, is very basic. Yes, I'm going to summarize my point now. So basically, everyone went home hungry. He's summarizing. In the next video that I'm going to share with you, you're going to see this one in very different contexts. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that all these expressions are going to be reviewed in a video later. Is that clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Anyway, use. I'm going to change topic, go back to the original topic, or finish what I'm saying. Anyway, the most common use that I found for this one is to finish something, to finish a conversation. You say, anyway, we have to go, and you leave. Anyway, how was your evening? Anyway, I have to go now. Speak again soon. So what would be anyway in Spanish? Do you have a translation for this one?
De cualquier manera.
De todas maneras.
De todas formas,
No, that seems like a dictionary translation.
Como sea.
Could be. In some regions, sí, como sea, me tengo que ir. El como sea es más acercado a este sentido que está en esta expresión. O algo así como, por cierto, ¿cómo está tu noche? Es como para cambiar el tema de conversación. O, por cierto, me tengo que ir, mira usted el reloj, aunque no tenga la muñeca un reloj, y se va. Ese, por cierto, podría ser. Anyway. Siempre recuerden este 5 que está aquí, no se peguen traducciones literales. Entonces, como es un diálogo, el contexto juega mucho. You have to pay attention to the context. Number 8, by the way, use, I'm going to change direction to talk about something that's not connected to the main conversation topic. To change direction in the dialogue. If you want to talk about something else, you can say, by the way, because you remember something else, another information. So the example says, by the way, before I forget, it's my birthday next week. So they are talking about chemistry, and all of a sudden, he says, by the way, before I forget, it's my birthday next week. He's changing the topic to give some other information. Questions so far? It could be a propósito. Ahora que me acuerdo. Por cierto. Can you hear it? Give me a moment. I think the volume is too low. Oh no, I cannot help it. Can I have a link? No. What can we do? I'm going to give you the link of the web page, and we're going to watch the video, okay? Because the audio is too low, I cannot reproduce the audio for you. Do you have the link?
Yes.
Okay, start the link in 3, 2, 1.
You know, I was hosting an amazing dinner party tonight, but actually it was a complete disaster. I burnt the meat, people arrived when I was still cooking. Mind you, I did say turn up when you want, and I did start cooking pretty late. Anyway, as I was saying, I burnt the meat, the dishes were already at different times, the dessert was, oh, come to think of it, I completely forgot to serve dessert. So basically, everyone went home hungry. Anyway, how was your evening? By the way, before I forget, it's my birthday next week and I'm having a dinner party. Do you want to come? So the first discourse marker I used was you know. We use this to say, I'm going to tell you some information that you already know. You know I was hosting an amazing dinner party last night. The second one I used was actually. We use this when we're about to give some surprising information or correct some information. So actually, it was a complete disaster. Then I used mind you. We use this when we're about to give an afterthought that contrasts the information that came before. So, people arrived when I was still cooking. Mind you, I did say turn up when you want. The next discourse marker I used was anyway, as I was saying is very useful because it means I'm going to return to what I was talking about before. So, as I was saying, I burnt the meat. This is a previous topic. Then I used the discourse marker, come to think of it. We use this when you've just remembered or thought of something as you're speaking. So, oh, come to think of it, I completely forgot to serve dessert. I'm remembering this as I'm speaking. Then I used basically. Basically is used to summarize what you're going to say. So basically, everyone went home hungry. The next one I used was anyway. Anyway is really useful and very common. We use it to say, I'm going to change topic now, or I'm going to go back to the original topic, or I'm going to finish what I was talking about. Anyway, how was your evening? And the final one I used was by the way. We use this to say, I'm going to change direction and talk about something that's not connected to the main topic. By the way, before I forget, it's my birthday next week. So basically, that is your introduction to discourse markers. We use them all the time when we're speaking, and come to think of it, when we're writing too. By the way, we have a website, bbclearningenglish.com, where you can practice these and find out more information. Anyway, see you soon. Goodbye.
So, did you finish the video?
Yes, teacher.
Do you have any questions about the video? About the use or any of the expressions? Okay, so the purpose of this lesson is to improve your vocabulary, because sometimes people use what we call in Spanish muletillas. I know a teacher that every 2 or 3 sentences he says, you know what I mean? He's giving an explanation, and all of a sudden he says, you know what I mean? And you need to change that, because there are many other discourse markers that help you to connect your ideas. If you need to make a pause to think about something else or to organize your ideas, you can use a discourse marker. Like, you make the pause and then you say something. It's a way to organize the certain aspects of the dialogue. Down here, there's a little quiz. So actually, we have a quiz here to help you practice these discourse markers. You can click on the button and begin the activity. You just have to select which one of is the most appropriate discourse marker. So do the quiz and let me know your results.
Actually,
I know you think I'm terrible at singing, but actually I have a pretty good voice. What is the function of this actually here?
right now,
The function, the explanation. He's trying to contrast what the other person thinks about him. The other person thinks that he is terrible at thinking, but he's correcting him. Actually, I have a pretty good voice. So yeah, the film was really good. You should definitely see it. Oh, which one? Someone called for you when you were out. We have 3 options here.
Could be by the way.
Excuse me, can you repeat that?
By the way.
By the way. And why did you use by the way? What is the reason? What's the function of that word there? He was talking about the movie, and then he suddenly remembered that someone called. So, by the way, he's introducing an information not related to the first part. So, by the way. More than a translation, you need to know when to use the word, because each one has a purpose. I can't believe it rained every day on holiday. We did go on holiday during the winter.
I think it's mind you.
That's correct. But can you think of a reason to use this word? It's like saying it doesn't matter, because the first part of the sentence says, I can't believe it rained every day. It was a very rainy holiday, but it doesn't matter. They went on holiday, even with the rain. So mind you is like, doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. So what I'm saying is, we're not making any money and we have to close down the business.
Basically,
Basically, can you think of a reason why basically is the right answer and not the others?
that person want to explain what she or he wants to say.
Yes, it's an explanation. So basically, it's used for explanations and instructions. And last but not least, the last question is, how's Emma? She's fine. I think I haven't heard from her in a while.
Come to think of it.
Come to think of it, she's fine. That's the go-to answer. But then he remembers that he hasn't seen Emma in a while and he hasn't heard from her. So he thinks she's fine. So I'm going to share a video, a link to a video. Here. But it's like homework. We don't have time to see it here because it's 13 minutes long. But I highly recommend you that YouTube channel because it shows how to use very common expressions in English in order to speak like a native. And they use fragments of very popular TV series. But that link is for later. Keep it, have it a bookmark. Do you think there's an attendance list? I don't remember. I'm going to screenshot your names. Do you have any question? So this is the first part of Discourse Markers. There will be another grammar time class next week. So basically what you need to do is to increase your vocabulary and use these expressions where you're speaking. Or at least identify them when you're watching a movie or a TV series. These expressions are everywhere. So you need to pay attention. That's all for today. I hope you like this lesson. Attendance form, I don't have the link right here. Give me a moment. Attendance. Grammar time. Oh, here. Found it. Here's the attendance form. Can you see it?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. If you want to know more about connector words, I have a recording somewhere. Let me give you the link, because I gave that class some days ago. It's a very related topic, but this, as I said before, is more focused on reading and writing. So that's it for today. Those were the discourse markers for today. You now, actually, mind you, as I was saying, come to think of it, basically, anyway, and by the way. I'll hope to see you next week with the second part of Discourse Markers. Bye.
Bye, teacher. Thank you
Bye,
very much.
teacher.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you.